What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Tuesday MLB and NBA main slate value video for the action here tonight. We got 10 games on the MLB main slate. We got 4 games on the NBA main slate. Tons of stuff going on. I'm doing a Guru credit code in this video for all you guys. I'll give it to you after the MLB picks. Give a like on this video, subscribe. I do appreciate it. We have a lot of great pitchers on the MLB slate tonight. A handful of guys 9K or above. Not a lot of great cheap pitching options, which makes it tough because we have a really good spot at Coors Field tonight with the Braves, and they're pretty expensive, understandably so. But we'll get right into things. At pitcher, my favorite value play is Jacob deGrom, 9,400. His price is getting up there, but he's in a really good spot tonight at home against the Athletics. He is a minus 205 favorite, projected for 36 fantasy points. Really like DeGrom here. You could look at guys to spend up on. They're all valid. Logan Webb in San Diego, not a bad play. It's a 6.5 over-under over there in San Diego. Garrett Crochet always has that upside. Pavetta's been great. For that price, though, I don't like it. I do like Freddie Peralta in the 10Ks at 10-2 against the White Sox. He has a huge upside tonight. He's had a good start to the season. He's projected for high 30s in fantasy points. And I also like Bryce Miller a lot. Bryce Miller is probably my number 2 value play behind DeGrom tonight. Only $300 cheaper. They're very similar plays. The Angels haven't been great on offense this year. Bryce Miller's at home, and he is a minus 184 favorite. Him and DeGrom are both projected for mid-30s in fantasy points, so you can't go wrong with Miller or DeGrom. Again, anyone above 2, if you like them, I'm not going to tell you not to pick them. In terms of cheap, there's not much I want to go to here. I don't really like anything, and these guys aren't even technically cheap right here. They're mid-8Ks. One guy you could possibly look at 7,400 is Ryan Gusto, or Gusto, however you want to say it. I'm not sure, but he's in a good spot. Ronel Blanco was a great value play for the Astros last night, did pretty well. Gusto's in a very similar spot. The only problem with him is he started as like a bullpen guy, not pitching many innings to start the year, and now over the last 3, 4, 5 2/3, so that's good to see. 6 strikeouts in 2 of the last 3 starts when he actually pitched like a starter. But I'm assuming he's going to have a short leash. If he ever looks bad, they're going to go into the bullpen. He's not a guy that has a lot of experience going deep into games, so that's the risk you take on with him tonight, which is why he's 7,400. But I do think there's an upside. If he's pitching decent enough, he can go 5 innings. He can get 6 Ks. At 7,400, if he gets anywhere in the low to mid 20s in fantasy points, you're going to feel really good, and he's going to allow you to spend up on that Coors Field game, which is going to be pretty crucial on a slate like tonight because there's not a lot of high over-unders. Someone to look at. I'm not saying he's like a great value play by any means, but he's really the only guy down here that I would think about picking as a cheap pitcher. For the bats, got to go to Matt Olson, only 3,600. The Braves are just way ahead of everyone else tonight in terms of projected team run totals. We see an 11 over-under at Coors Field. Braves are minus 200. They are expected to score a bunch of runs tonight against German Marquis of the Rockies. He's 0-4 with a 9.3 ERA. He's been really bad to start the year. Braves could put up a crooked number tonight. I said this game has an 11 over-under. The next highest game on this slate, there's a few of them. Dodgers, Rangers, Mets, and the Rays and Royals. All 4 of those games have an 8.5 over-under. So no other game reaches 9. This game has an 11. So it's 2.5 runs higher than any other game on the slate tonight. So we have to prioritize the Braves in this spot. Like I said, just projected to score so many more runs than any other team. I'm going to pick Austin Riley as well. We're going to have to find a way to, spend pretty high up on pitcher and fit these Braves in. Riley's 3,800, very expensive, but, for good reasoning. He's projected the most fantasy points outside of Ohtani for hitters on this slate. So I'm going to spend up on Riley. He's going to have a good chance of getting 5 at-bats in this game. He should be batting second. So I do like Austin Riley a lot. We'll find a way to spend down elsewhere. And then one more. I don't want to, be too chalky, but Verdugo's looked good. His career at the beginning of the season looked over. The Braves gave him a chance. They called him up from AAA, and he's doing pretty well. Batting .350, should be leading off. Didn't disappoint last night at Coors Field. He's 6 for his last 10. If he gets on base, there's a very high chance he's going to score with guys like Riley, Olsen, and Ozuna batting behind him. 3,100 is a great price on him. He's probably going to get 5 at-bats as well as a leadoff guy, lefty-righty matchup. I'm going to go back to Verdugo tonight at Coors Field. And then one last play, very valuable team tonight in a good spot are the Rays. I'm going to look at their new flash sensation in Chandler Simpson, maybe the fastest guy in the league, arguably. I mean, we do have guys like Ellie De La Cruz and whatnot, but this guy's really, really fast, and he should be leading off again tonight. He has a hit in every single game since being called up to the majors on April 19th. If he gets on, really good chance he's going to steal. He has a stolen base in almost half the games. 2,700, pretty decent spot for the Rays here. It's an 8.5 over under. They're minus 150 favorites against Michael Lorenzen of the Royals. And this Tampa Bay field is nothing like Tropicana that we've seen in the past where, low over unders, it's indoors, not the best dimensions. This new field that Tampa's playing at, it's outside. We all know how hot Florida is. The ball travels. We've seen a lot more production at this new field. So the Rays take on a completely different identity for this season offensively. Really like Simpson, like Verdugo, like Riley, like I was just talking about. If he's leading off, good chance at 5 at-bats. A lot of things he can do once he gets on the bases. I like Simpson at 2,700. That'll do it for the MLB portion. Let's go to my website for that Guru credit code. As always, I try to, go through this as fast as possible, 10 to 12 minutes, so you guys can get your information in a reasonable time. Today's code, go to the shop page on my website. You got to be signed in. This is where you buy all MLB, NBA, FanDuel, and DraftKings main slate lineups. These credits that you buy at my shop are what you use to buy lineups. To get yourself a free 15 credits today, type in the date, APR for the month, 29, and then coins, all caps as well, 25 for the year. APR for April, 29, coins, 25. Hit apply coupon, and it'll say successfully applied, and you'll see 15 credits automatically show up in your balance after a few moments. Again, all I ask, just like this video, definitely subscribe as well. For NBA, we have a nice 4-game slate. As we get further into the playoffs and series, become over, we start losing the possibility of 3 or 4 game slates. So let's enjoy it while we can. Good-looking slate tonight. Not a ton of great value. There are a few cheaper guys that I like that I'll talk about, but for spending up, I like Cade Cunningham. 5.5-point underdogs to keep their season alive tonight. I think they got absolutely shafted last game. Should have been a foul called on, I think, was that Tim Hardaway in the corner at the end there for 3. Looked like a lot of contact from Josh Hart, and they didn't call it. This series could easily be 2-2. The Pistons have looked good. I think they're the only team tonight that are down 3-1 that could actually win. The Bucks are down 3-1 against the Pacers with no Damian Lillard now with that torn Achilles, and the Magic. I think they're basically cooked as well in Boston tonight. But the Pistons, I do like. Cunningham's done a ton, 42 minutes in the last 3 games. He's been doing everything. Triple-double last game. Projected for 53 fantasy points tonight. Looks really good. My favorite spend up. If you go with him, you can't go with guys like Giannis and Jokic, which I'm completely fine with because I think for the salary, he is the best star on this slate. Shooting guard, we got to go to Kevin Porter. It's an automatic play with no Damian Lillard. When he went down early last game, he ended up playing 33 minutes, 23, 5, and 6. He's projected for 30 fantasy points. They, boosted his salary up a little bit, but not enough. He should be $6,300 tonight. He's only 53. He's the best value play on the slate. Probably going to play 30 minutes or more, 35 even. Probably going to start Is he projected to start? Yep, he is. And we all know how bad this Bucks team is outside of Giannis. There's just no usage for Gary Trent, Kyle Kuzma, Brook Lopez. Kevin Porter is probably the number 2 option on this Bucks team tonight behind Giannis. Just an automatic play. He can play point guard and shooting guard on FanDuel. He should be the first guy in your lineups when you're building them out tonight. Small forward, I like Norman Powell. I mentioned at the beginning that there's not a lot of sub 6K guys that we can feel good about tonight. I think the 3 I have in this video are the best options. Norman Powell, he doesn't, represent that tournament winning upside, but on a playoff slate, it's okay to have a cheaper guy just get what they need to get without a ceiling because, as I've mentioned it tons of times, there's just a lot of hard value on these playoff slates. Powell's probably going to play 33 to 37 minutes, needs 27 fantasy points. He's been right around there the last 4 games. He's projected for 27. He's been very consistent. The only downside is he's pretty limited in fantasy points outside of scoring the basketball, so he almost has to get, over 15 points to get there. He could run into a couple of steals, but that's about it. But the consistency of him, I do like Norman Powell a lot. He's going to play a bunch. Good price at $5,600. Bobby Portis, power forward, $5,900. Good to see him. Sub 6K. He's projected for 30 fantasy points. He needs 29 for value. Probably going to play over 30 minutes. The Bucks are desperate. Damian Lillard being out doesn't only affect the guards, it affects everyone on this team. There's more usage and more minutes to go around. Portis can easily step into Brook Lopez's minutes as well. I do think he's going to play upwards of 30 minutes tonight, and he can easily be a fantasy point per minute kind of guy. Game 2, he played 31 minutes and got 47 fantasy points. So unlike Norman Powell, Bobby Portis has a huge upside at sub 6K that makes him very interesting on this slate with a good matchup against the Pacers. And then for center, Ivica Zubac, he's just been an absolute beast. If you want to spend up on Jokic, go for it. But outside of that, he's by far the best center play on this slate. He should not be sub 8K. 7,700, needs 36 fantasy points to hit value. He's projected for low 40s, like 42. He has 50-point upside. This guy has been an absolute workhorse, arguably a top 5 or 6 big man in the entire NBA. This guy, you want to talk about most improved player, he's in that conversation. This guy has established himself as a top center in the NBA. I like him a lot. He's going to push 40 minutes in this game. It's going to be close. This is the best series we have going right now currently in the playoffs. Tied 2-2. I do think the Nuggets end up winning this game. I think the home teams are going to win out. I think the Nuggets are going to win tonight. They're going to go back to LA for Game 6. Clippers are going to win that. And then I think the Nuggets win at home again in Game 7. Just my opinion on that. But Zubac, nonetheless, whether they win or lose, he's going to play a ton of minutes and he's going to most likely produce at a very high clip. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Let's have a huge Tuesday. I'm excited for all the action going on tonight. Enjoy those credits. Like the video. As always, I do appreciate it. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.